50. I get it. I get it. Yeah. I run New York. I get it. I get it. Yeah.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
It sure is, and this is what we do around here. We spotlight your business if you want to be one and get featured on our Wealth Building Wednesday. All you have to do is DM me, particularly on Instagram, because that's where I usually check my DMs. It's DiPrima Radio, DIPRIMA, and then radio. Or you can hit me up on YouTube or on any of the KBLA socials, which are KBLA 1580. Tell me about your business and let's get you in the mix. We are being joined now by a fashionista, somebody who runs their own online boutique, and it's an e-boutique with trendy, edgy, and unique urban to mainstream fashion for urban sophisticates and glam fashionistas. She says they make style happen, and it certainly looks like it if you stop by the website. Simone Collins, good morning.
Good morning. I'm so excited to be speaking with you.
Great to have you on. So you are a fashionista, but your business is completely happening online. Tell me how you started. Tell me how you got your entrepreneurial origin story, if you will.
Oh my goodness. It all started after I had my daughter. And I was thinking about getting back into what I was doing before I had her, which was entertainment, modeling, acting, so on and so forth. But by the time I had my daughter, I was a bit, I wouldn't say drained because of the industry, but I just wanted to open and do my own thing. The rat race in the entertainment industry it was crazy. I did it for about 12 years. So I was tired. So I'm like, you know what? I think I want to do what I always wanted to do as a little girl and own my own clothing, my own clothing boutique. I didn't necessarily want to do it. I didn't want to do a brick and mortar. That took a lot of money to do brick and mortar. So I was like, but I still want to do it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me jump in and do the online thing. So at first I designed jewelry. That was my first introduction into doing my own thing, boutique-wise. So I'm like, let me try at being, let me do my creative thing. So I designed earrings and I started selling on X, but Twitter at the time, and it took off. So women that were buying my jewelry, they're like, wait a minute, I'm buying jewelry from you, but I need clothes to go with the jewelry that I'm buying. So I'm like, and I didn't even think about the clothing thing. I was just so into designing. It was just something that it was my passion. I love doing that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me throw in clothing. So when the clothing started to take off, I kind of left the jewelry behind. So that's how, and at the time, I wasn't Glamafyher, I was urban Glamafyher. And so I did a little, tweaking and, playing with words. I'm a wordsmith and love playing with words. So when the clothing thing came on, I'm like, let me rebrand and let me really take this. Not that I wasn't taking it serious with the jewelry, but the passion grew even more. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this super, super serious. Got the LLC and my business fictitious name, and just really making sure the paperwork was done in the right way and making sure I had, everything all together. So yeah, after I had my daughter, I'm like, yeah, let me do it the right way. Let me get everything in order. So that's how it all came about.
Good job. So Glamafyher is the name of your business. It's GLAMAFYHER.com. And I'm over here shopping while I'm on the radio. But you got, it seems like you have a lot of different stuff. Is this stuff you curate? Is some of it stuff you're designing? Like where is all of this inventory coming from? Certainly it has a tone to it. It's very sexy,
Very, yeah, definitely.
glamorous. Yeah.
Definitely. You know what? I wish I could sew. My mother, she's a jack of all trades. Yeah, she's a sewer. She was the one, who, did the sewing and knitting and all that stuff. But I'm more of a sketcher. I'm more of, the sketchy type of person, so I don't necessarily sew. But all of my items is straight through, vendors, that I come across from Miami to, of course, the garment district out here in LA, or even overseas. So my vendors, I have, want to make sure that I carry enough styles and enough pieces to make sure I satisfy everybody. A lot of my clientele, they're professional women who still love to look sexy, on the weekend or when they go out for events and stuff.
I'm laughing because I'm looking at this stuff and I feel like you also could have a lot of clients that are like performers that are, is Megan Thee Stallion a client, that kind of thing. Like, okay, yeah, I could look sexy on the weekend, or I could be hitting the stage, right?
Exactly. And it's funny that you say that, because I have had a few people in my pieces already that are on the stage. Let me see. Queen Ivy Diva, she's a very popular reggaeton artist. She's worn my pieces before. Tokyo Styles, he's the head hairdresser for Cardi B. He's worn my pieces before. Oh my goodness, a lot of celebrity hairstylists. Tim Wallace, Khalees. When I was doing the jewelry thing, Khalees, the R&B singer from back in the day, she wore my pieces as well too, in Playboy models and so on and so forth. So I have a wide range of people, and even when I say professional, I still have women who are real estate agents, and women that own their own businesses and stuff. So I have a pretty wide range of my clientele for sure.
But you are curating these pieces from various sources to your aesthetic, which, I mean, I'm looking at them. A lot of them are really, really cute, really, really sexy. But also your models are kind of like Instagram model bodies. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to look good in these things. I'm kind of small. I don't have that, giant butt.
I can hook you up now. Now, yeah, my pieces, when you go on my website, they're definitely, body conscious pieces, but still at the same time, since I have a lot of different, sources to get all type of styles and stuff, I can hook you up. Just let me know what you need, what you want, and I'm on it.
Well, so I can order stuff right off here, but for those of us who don't have bodies like Cardi, is this stuff going to fit? Is the question.
Right. Ooh. I feel you. No, but I make sure that I cover. I have to make sure I cover my my ground and make sure I satisfy whoever comes to me. And hey, I'll work with you. You work with me. We'll get you straight. We'll get you right. No matter what. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it seems like a great opportunity. I know that we love bricks and mortars, but also during COVID, a lot of them shut down and people pivoted to Amazon. Now, a lot of us are boycotting Amazon and Target and other places. So you can have the best of both worlds if you want to shop with a small business, an actual Black-owned business, and not leave your house. Something like Glamafyher.com is perfect.
Thank you, but definitely for sure. Yeah, it's during COVID, you would think during COVID, you would think I would even did more business because everybody was inside. But when you think about it, and now that I look back, it's like, okay, well, nothing really was open, like, clubs and, so on and so forth. So everybody
Right.
was just at the house. So if you did buy from me at the time during COVID, it's like, okay, well, I've got all this sexy gear, but there ain't nowhere to go. So during COVID, it was really strange for me. So that being said, I still, I'm all about, making my money and doing what I need to do to survive. So I had to get a regular job. I was like, you know what? If I still love what I do, but I got to bring this money in the house. So I got a regular job. And as a matter of fact, I still got that regular job. It's like, you know what? I just make it's because it's as a black business. It's quite difficult to find funding.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It can get discouraging. It can get discouraging now. Let me tell you, it can get very discouraging. But at the end of the day, I'm very resilient. I'm a fighter. I'm like, you know what? If I have to get a regular job just to maintain, Glamafyher, shit. Excuse my French. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So I just I don't get discouraged. Because it's difficult, running a business. It could be very, very difficult being an entrepreneur, but at the same time, it's very rewarding at the same time. So I just, I'm a fighter. And if I do what I got to do to pay bills and maintain, Glamafyher. That's why I just keep on pushing and making sure I don't leave no rocks unturned, and make sure I look everywhere, do my due diligence, and just make things happen. So
Yes,
be an entrepreneur.
Simone Collins is my guest. We're gonna keep talking. You'll stay with me. I want to get your secrets and find out. You said you'll work with folks. How folks can connect with you, and just what we're up against as entrepreneurs right now. I wonder if the tariffs are hitting her business. We got questions. You got answers. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
The following is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales of vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a 100% complimentary stay at a luxury resort in Cancun, airfare not included, then Family Vacation Getaways is your ticket to paradise. See website for complete details. We're giving away 5 days and 4 nights to the first 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431. You're also eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $498. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $498. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431, and give us your answer. The proceeding is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways and not sponsored by this program or its affiliates.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
All right. Simone Collins is my guest on a Wealth Building Wednesday, putting the spotlight on her. Girl, you have some really cute stuff on here. Over here shopping. Yeah, you got some really cute stuff. I got to tell my girlfriend Patrice, because she's a little bit more adventurous than I am in terms of her style choices. I mean, I'm trying to see, can I get away with wearing this my style? That's so cute. The little jacket with the tiny mini skirt. I think that might be a little short for me, but hey. It's cute as well.
Hey, we only live once. We only live once. Hey,
yeah.
And you're very cute and sexy. So
Thank
for
you.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We do what we can.
Okay, you can rock that without a doubt. Okay.
Well, this ready to go little short set is super cute too. Now that I would definitely wear. Yeah, I'm filling up my cart right now. But. Are you feeling the pinch from these tariffs and things? Oh
my God!
Yeah,
that's an understatement. That's an understatement like a mug. Yeah, it's I'm glad I have my regular job. Let me just put it like that. Yeah,
wow.
It's hitting me. It's hitting me in the pocket. It's hitting me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's hitting me in the pocket.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I'm just hoping, things definitely will turn here come next year, hopefully. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what Hey, that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
you got to just hang in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said, you're dedicated to your business, so you're keeping it going. A lot of us do that, particularly as Black entrepreneurs. We start a business and we fund it. We bootstrap it. We fund it ourselves. We don't, because to your point, there's not necessarily capital investors waiting to lavish us with dollars. So we just find a way. We take out a second loan on the house, or we take out our savings, or we sell something, or we finance it with another job. But we make it happen. Ultimately, where do you want to take this?
I want to take this to where I can wake up in the morning and tell my daughter, okay, you know what? Let's get on the G5. Let's get on the tarmac. Let's get on the G5 and we out. we out here. Where you want to go, baby? You want to go to Italy today and have some spaghetti? Yeah, let's do that. So I'm taking it to. I'm going to take it to the highest that it'll go. The highest it'll go.
Yeah. And so obviously, if they go to Glamafyher.com, they can get all these. It's all women's clothes. Sorry, dudes. But they're.
You know what? I was sorry to cut you off.
No worries.
I'm thinking about doing a men's collection. Because a lot of men shop with me, to get cute, sexy stuff for their wives and or girlfriends, and sometimes they ask me, they're like, "Hey, when you got to get a men's collection going on?" So I'm pushing for next year. We should have a Glamafy him, perhaps. So yeah, I'm looking into that next year for sure for men.
That's dope. I think. But right now you got all these women's things, and you can go to Glamafyher.com and just shop. She's got the prices. She's got what size is available in that particular style. And like I said, if you're going to a party or performing, if you got a show coming up, or you just want to be, or you just want to be sexy. A lot of us like to walk around cute. You can just go and buy that. But if I need something custom, let's say I am, Megan Thee Stallion, and I need something custom, would I just contact you, and how would that work?
Custom pieces. Oh goodness, custom pieces. We're not really getting into that per se. That's something that I will have to look into, because custom pieces, I would definitely have to, open up that checkbook and.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about like you sew something for me, but I'm sure you style people. I'm sure you say, oh, you should try this, or we'll find you something like
yes,
that.
For sure.
Yeah, like what you were
Yes.
referencing with me. Like, okay, well, yes, we also have people, clothing for this or that. So they could reach out to you through the website as well. I see.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Reach out, contact me through the website. You can contact me through my Instagram at Glamafyher. You can also contact me through TikTok. All my platforms, my Likebook face page, TikTok, Instagram, at Glamafyher. So I'm definitely not hard to find.
Yeah. What advice do you have for entrepreneurs trying to weather the storm right now, and live to fight another day? Blow up so they can have their G5 along with you.
Right. Shoot. I would say just keep your head up. Keep your head up. There will be some rough times where you want to cry, but you just got to keep going. Never give it up. And if this is something, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, whatever it is, open a boutique, open up anything, just have passion. Have passion. You got to have passion, because if you don't have passion, then it'll fall by the wayside. So just make sure that you have passion and keep your head up.
Yeah,
sure.
I think that's right. I mean, right now, we saw during the pandemic an unprecedented number of businesses failing, and Black businesses took a huge hit during that time. But the good news is we bounced back. We actually opened more new businesses following the pandemic than other people, and Black women were leading the charge there. And many times our businesses do end up creating jobs, creating opportunity for others. So that's a huge win for us, and I think it's one of the bright spots. When you look at the state of, we just did a forum called the State of Black Women in LA. But if you look at the state of Black women globally or even nationally, one of the things that saves us time and time again is the fact that we do open businesses. We are entrepreneurial. We hire our friends. We take something that we were doing as a hobby and turn it into an entrepreneurial enterprise, and we blow them up. So I love that advice. I mean, from Patti LaBelle taking her pies, right? And all of a sudden it's a nationally in-demand product, to you, saying, well, your friends say, oh, we like the jewelry, but can we get some clothing? and now it turns into, potentially
another thing.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and to add to what you just said, I agree with everything you said. Also, a lot of us as Black women, we necessarily, I don't know every Black woman. I know I can only speak for me. It's like we want to do our own thing. And sometimes you get tired, of working for other people. You're just going through the rigmarole, having to, having to take orders from other people, and you just get to, and people, and when you're working for someone else, it's like a person can run you ragged if you let them. You know what I mean? You try to please people, and sometimes what you do sometimes is not good enough, and sometimes it is. So for me, it's like, you know what? It's like I know I'm a very hard worker. So me running my own thing, I know it'll only go up. So yeah, it's a lot to deal with when you have to work for somebody else.
Yeah, sure. And I think mamas are natural entrepreneurs because we have to know how to multitask. If we don't, we'll perish. So that's not surprising that the birth of your daughter prompted you to just take on even more. Paul in the chat says that that part of the explosion of black businesses was investment coming from the Biden-Harris administration. And that is true, although we can trace it all the way back to our enslavement, our entrepreneurial spirit. And I see it when I travel Africa. So these stereotypes that we're lazy and not business-oriented are just bull. I mean,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's not even, and it's funny. And on that subject, it's not that they are. I think people like to what's the word I'm looking for? When someone says something about black people in general negatively, it's like they're not really talking about us. You talk about yourself. Like if you say something, it's like, well, no, I don't. We're not like that, and it's like, and they know we're not like that. We had to make do from what we had, especially during slavery. So, and then after slavery, and how all that turned out, all the black cities, Tulsa, all the cities that were ran by black people. So they know a lot of, and especially now, this information age, they know our history. They clearly they know our history. So I believe there's a lot of jealousy. So, I don't, when people, people talk down and about, our people, it's like, no, I think you're, our history. You're telling a lie. The story, the true story, the true history. So, let's get it together.
Yeah.
Don't be jealous. Get it together.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Simone Collins, and I would just, I'm about to, push by right now. My card is full. I suggest y'all go to Glamafyher.com or on Instagram. And best of luck to you. Keep us in touch. Don't forget us when you get the G5, okay?
Okay. I'm calling you for sure. Like, come on, Dominique. Let's go, Dominique. We going to Italy. Let's go.
Let's roll. I'm with you. All right. It was a pleasure to meet you, and happy Wealth Building Wednesday. Let's buy something from the sister. That's part of it. It's a perfect time to call me. News, traffic, and sports, and then your phone calls on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
I'm Mimi Brown with BIN News Now. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is responding to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi's letter threatening arrests of officials who do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Ferguson says Washington's bipartisan law limits the use of state and local resources for federal immigration enforcement. Meanwhile, California officials are preparing for a special election on November 4th as Governor Gavin Newsom seeks to change congressional district boundaries. And the Trump administration is ending an investigation into the 2020 police killing of a black man in Washington state. The Department of Justice announced late last week it's dropping its probe into the restraint-related death of Manuel Ellis in police custody in Tacoma, about 30 miles south of Seattle. And teachers from California and New York must now pass a new America First certification test to work in Oklahoma public schools. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Ignite your afternoons at Waba Grill's $5 happy hour with our 5-piece pork veggie dumplings and a value-sized premium beverage drink, like our tangy passion fruit lemonade. Enjoy $5 happy hour weekdays after 3 p.m. Only at Waba Grill.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers got back on track Tuesday night. They had 18 hits in their 11-4 win at Colorado. Shohei Ohtani hit his 44th homer of the season. He's second in Major League Baseball to Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh, who has 47 homers. Dodgers rookie left fielder Alex Call was 4 for 5 at the plate with a home run and 2 RBIs. If Call had been able to get a triple last night, he would have hit for the cycle. The Angels lost to Cincinnati again 6-4. Cincinnati pitcher Hunter Green had 12 strikeouts. The LA Sparks are back in action tonight against the Dallas Wings at Crypto.com. With 10 games left in the WNBA regular season, the Sparks are a game behind the Seattle Storm for the 8th and final playoff spot. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford practiced with the team again on Tuesday. Rams coach Sean McVay is still undecided on whether to give Stafford some game action in the preseason. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA KBLA Sports Minute, I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. Let's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Thinking about going electric? Now is the perfect time. Electric vehicles cost less to run, don't need gas, and need fewer repairs than gas-powered cars. You can also save with federal and state tax credits, and in some areas, qualify for rebates on home charging stations. To learn more, visit www.breathesocal.org. That's www.breathesocal.org. Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease or AD. But did you know that black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? You may be able to reduce your risk by managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, being physically active, eating healthy, and exercising your mind. To learn more about AD, the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
Hey, it's Matt, your leaf filter trusted pro. Gutters are an often neglected part of the home. They're also one of the most important. Clogged, overflowing gutters can cause serious problems like foundation damage or basement flooding, which can cost thousands of dollars to fix. Let's face it, cleaning gutters yourself is not only a hassle, it can be dangerous. But when you get Leaf Filter, you'll never have to worry about cleaning clogged gutters again. Get started today by visiting leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free inspection. If you decide to move forward, we'll professionally clean, realign, and seal your gutters before installing our patented stainless steel micro mesh system. Leaf Filter keeps out everything but the water. And it's backed by a lifetime transferable no clogs warranty. So you're protected for good. We're in your neighborhood and ready to help. Visit Leaf Filter today for a free inspection and estimate, and you could save up to 30%. Visit leaffilter.com/deal. That's leaffilter.com/deal.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Yes, indeed. To all of our delegation in the chat room, you're invited to call. All our delegation around the world, now's the time, 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580, the number to call. And here's a suggestion if you want to weigh in on how you would like our very first inaugural Think Tank Thursday to go on tomorrow. Call me or weigh in the chat at KBLA 1580. On YouTube, we'll take your ideas. The knowledge packs are going out. We are full steam ahead on Think Tank Thursday, and hopefully we'll solve some of the world's problems. That's my goal for Think Tank Thursday. I know we probably do that anyway. Speaking of solving some of the world's problems, Elon Musk has decided not to start his own party. He hasn't made an announcement about it. There's no big, all caps posts on X. He's just saying he wants to focus on his companies. I wish he would have thought of that a year ago instead of messing up our whole country with Doge and all the other BS he's been up to. But apparently, losing billions of dollars is enough to make him want to focus on his companies. So the America Party, which he unveiled last month, is now getting shelved. It would have been too ironic to have a white South African running a party called the America Party. And apparently he's now cozying up to J.D. Vance since he's no longer the president's BFF. He's cozying up to the tech bro in the White House team, the tech bro in this administration, the wannabe billionaire J.D. Vance. So he's continuing to sprinkle money around with mainstream Republicans, but America Party is not to be, at least not now, at least until the next dust up with the MAGA people or whatever inspires this dude. The maps, the Texas Republicans probably going to approve those maps today. They are doing what, we call a mid-decade redistricting, which is not normal. It usually happens every 10 years when the census hits. But this is an idea that came from the president. He wants 5 more seats so he could have a permanent majority in the U.S. House of Representatives, which might not work anyway, by the way. But it certainly makes it possible for Republicans to cheat their way to a permanent or semi-permanent majority, despite the fact that they are less and less popular in this country. So now it's set off a whole redistricting war, with California, of course, leading the way. And the only catch is voters will have to approve Gavin Newsom's measure for mid-century redistricting, because we already agreed to have an independent redistricting commission draw our maps. And voters have already signed off on that. But this law, this temporary law that California is considering, would only be triggered if Republicans in any state, including Texas, start their gerrymander maps. And it looks like they're going to ram that through in Texas today. Ohio, Florida, Indiana, Missouri are all doing their own redistricting efforts. And so far, Maryland and Illinois are the other Dem states. So what I've heard from several experts is that the math adds up to Republicans win in the end. But you got to try. You can't just lay there and let them roll over us. And it's on the schedule for today in Texas. We have to see. It's not a given. They still have to debate it on the floor. Dems will probably be introducing a bunch of amendments to try to slow this down. But Republicans have pretty much forced the Dems to come to work. And there's a good chance they'll approve this today. So here we go. California's up next. And I feel like we are going to back the governor on this. Not just because, and I told you all this, remember I said Gavin Troll Newsom is fire. And that's exactly how it's landing. His social media team, his posts mocking the Trump style and really highlighting the ridiculousness of the way that this president legislates, makes announcements, insults people, bullies folks on social media has been done masterfully. And it's making people pay more attention to Gavin Newsom. Now, there are we know that he's running for president. We know that this governor has been tacking to the right, to the center, to position himself for 2028. And it seems like more people are embracing that, partly because of these social media campaigns. But that little surge in popularity is partly due to the fact that people are sick of Democrats sitting around doing nothing while Rome burns. Like, what is happening? You're just letting Republicans set the agenda on everything, including the Democratic pivot. The fact that all of these shows and pundits are moaning and, can Democrats ever recover? Is it the end of the world for the party? What? Seize the moment, seize the narrative, and that's what this governor is doing, and that's what people appreciate, and that is why I think he will probably be successful. It's one reason, aside from the fact that we in California a lot of us are ready to flex. 4th largest economy in the world. We are America's sugar daddy. All you red states have your hand out all day long for your little welfare and Medicaid and whatever else we're paying for. And now you want to defund our schools and programs that you're funding with our money? I think Californians are ready to flex in that way. And So I believe we will pass this. Now, who knows? Some crazy things, have been happening at the ballot here in Cali. But I feel like this fight is going national. It looks like Texas is going to put the nail in the coffin today or in the next few days by passing their own redistricting cheating plan. And the governor has found a very effective groove with his social media, doing the satires of the all caps, and hitting them how they fight, which is, making fun of people, making pronouncements. He's trolling, and he's trolling really well. And he's got a team that is behind this, that is creative, and apparently he's unleashed them. A lot of times the politicians and all of their consultants, their endless communications consultants, have them stating a bunch of stuff that says nothing. When you hear politicians talk and they're just giving you endless talking points that are pablum, where it's like, that person's been talking for 15 minutes and they've said nothing. I believe that's because these consultants who say, oh, well, we don't want to offend this person or that person, blah, blah, blah. But apparently the governor has unleashed his social media team, and they are free to be creative. The digital director, Camille Zapata, has gotten a lot of note because of apparently a lot of this stuff is coming from her, along with the rapid response director, Brandon Richards. They're not saying how much the governor is personally involved in these tweets and parodies, but he's certainly standing with them, defending them, allowing them, and it's got people's panties in a bunch over at Fox. He's not funny. He's trying to be funny. It's not gubernatorial. Oh, but it's fine when Trump does it as president of the whole United States. So he's fighting a little fire with fire, and although I know there are those among us who question his motives, look, he's winning right now, and I'm here for it. And leading the state in flexing our giant footprint on the national stage at a time when Democrats need all the help they can get. Paul says Newsom versus Vance, Trump 2028 is a nightmare. LA says Trump is a better president than the last president we had. I would have to say, for whom? Not for the working class, not for unionized workers, not for women and their rights, not for children and the funding of schools and having a Department of Education at all, not for starving children around the world who relied on USAID, not for folks suffering from AIDS and HIV in Africa who had the PEPFAR funding cut, not for black farmers who were receiving subsidies, and not just black farmers, by the way, other working class and struggling small business farms who were getting subsidies and selling crops to USAID to ship abroad to help others who are starving. A better president for who? A better president for the billionaires, for the oligarchs, a better president for the people who want to be in your business, for Project 2025, for the merging of church and state, where you will end up with no individual rights, including the right to choose your own religion, your own way of living your life, your freedom of speech. Better president for who? 800-920-1580 is the number if you want to weigh in. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least likely to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at WalkGoodLA. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius. Or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
And its scholarly match is you. 800-920-1580 if you want to say a thing about a thing. Yeah, I think Trump-Vance 2028 is a nightmare. But the thing about it, it might be Donnie Jr. or it could be Ivanka Vance. You know what I mean? It might not be Trumpy, big Trump. It might not be he who shall not be named, because there's a lot of cheeseburgers and Diet Coke to be eaten between now and 2028. Whatever it is, it's going to be a MAGA ticket. And we'll see, if it's Newsom. It's a lot of time between now and then. And a lot of folks that want to be the nominee. Tulsi Gabbard yesterday revoked security clearances for 37 current and former national security officials. What is she doing? She's trying to punish people for saying that Russia tried to get Trump elected the first time, even though we know they did. They're pulling out all the authoritarian banana republic stops to utilize the levers of power to push people into the Trump agenda. Really interesting article yesterday in the Washington Post about Russell Vought, who is the architect, one of the main architects of Project 2025. He's now the White House budget director, and how they are claiming that they have the authority to shut down monies that were allocated by Congress within that congressional office, which has never been, the Office of Management and Budget has never had that authority. They've vetted to make sure people were spending the money for what they were supposed to spend it for. But now they're changing it to where they're vetting to see whether or not you fit the president's agenda. That is going to be litigated in court, and they've posted all of the people that they've stopped funding to on the website now after a court demanded that they do so. Representative Nicole Collier from the state of Texas is suing. Remember, they had her locked in the building. They told her she couldn't leave because she wouldn't sign a permission slip, a hall pass basically, that required her to accept a 24-hour police escort and force her back into the building to vote for this redistricting cheat that they're trying to do. Anyway, she's suing. She says the Republican majority unlawfully detained her in the state capitol because she wouldn't consent to 24-hour police surveillance. And good for her. Hold them accountable. Most of the Dems who came back to the Capitol on Monday signed that permission slip. One woman, of course, it's a black woman, said no. Now she's suing, and I hope she wins. I hope she takes it all the way. It's an illegal confinement, and the state, she says, does not have the power to compel any Texas citizen or any elected official into preemptive custody. Word. Talk about a slippery slope and something that we do not want to make the norm. Good for Representative Collier. The House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform says they're going to make the Epstein files, at least some of them, public after they redact them. They cross out the parts that they say will reveal victims' identities and other sensitive matters. Are we considering Trump a victim here? They're supposed to start getting that stuff on Friday from the Department of Justice. And then at some point after that, they claim they're going to release these files. We shall see. Believe it when I see it. If Believe It When I See It was a news story, that would be it. They said they intend to make them public after they thoroughly review them to protect the victims. Dems are saying, the Department of Justice is slow walking the release of the material. What do we expect? We've already got Melania Trump suing Hunter Biden, which is like a weird play, because he claims that Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump, which is not a stretch at all, by the way. In fact, it sounds allegedly true. I have no data to back that up, but it sounds right. It's passing the giggle test. Israeli troops are on the outskirts of Gaza City. They are planning to launch their campaign to take over that town. They've set up tents in southern Gaza because they're planning to displace folks from their home. And they, the defense minister, Israel Katz is his name, he approved mobilizing reserve forces and extending others through this campaign. At the same time, Prime Minister Netanyahu is supposedly considering a peace agreement, which has already been approved by Hamas, that would bring some of the hostages home, bring some Palestinian prisoners home, and create a humanitarian pause in fighting. But they're doing that while calling up an additional 50,000 troops and reservists, 120,000 troops at the ready to invade Gaza City. They're saying there's another 60,000 who could be called into duty. So how serious the consideration of this ceasefire is, I do not know. But if I were a betting woman, well, you know what comes next. Hurricane Aaron is not predicted to make landfall, but is hovering over the Atlantic Ocean, and North Carolina looks like it is going to be hit hard with this. No swim advisories, storm surges, rip currents, coastal flooding, all that expected. Even as we here in Los Angeles, where I'm broadcasting from, are facing a crazy heat wave from Thursday through the weekend. We could see thunderstorms. So you've got a heat wave, elevated fire advisory because of the heat wave, right? The good news is we're not expected to have those heavy winds that we had in January 6th with those crazy blowtorch fires that we saw in the Palisades and in Altadena. But we are on high fire alert. Don't smoke, don't light incense, don't light a bonfire. Wait. It's going to be very hot, triple digits throughout LA, much higher than that in the valley for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and parts of Sunday. And hydrate, call 311 if you need to find a cooling center. People actually die from overheating. It happens all the time. It's undercounted because we chalk it up to something else. But we're talking crazy hot. So heat wave, fire advisory, and possible thunderstorms on Friday. Sounds like a good time to go to the library, go to the mall, go to the movies, stay home, get your go bag ready. Get it ready. All right, really looking forward to the conversation. Next hour, we're talking with Ambassador John Feely. We're talking the international outlook in this moment of politics. It's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mimi Brown with BIN News Now. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is responding to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi's letter threatening arrests of officials who do not cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Ferguson says Washington's bipartisan law limits the use of state and local resources for federal immigration enforcement. Meanwhile, California officials are preparing for a special election on November 4th as Governor Gavin Newsom seeks to change congressional district boundaries. And the Trump administration is ending an